Doma Sports Talk Worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now, y'all, one of the Negro League fighters, one of the baddest ones out there, been there for the longest, has to be Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade. Still undefeated, been champion since 2013. And, I have to say it, in the same weight division as Canelo Alvarez, right? And, 160 pounds with Gennady Golovkin, too. So this is Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade. And, the guy is much maligned. But, when you're a champion for so many years, then you're a champion for so many years. There's no excuses that this guy hasn't had the major fights. But let's get into it. Demetrius Andrade is going to relinquish his 160-pound title because he's trying to go up to 168 pounds so he can corner Canelo. He still hasn't given up after cornering Canelo for years. It doesn't really matter. So he's gonna, his new mandatory is Yannick Alim Connolly, right? And he's supposed to be a good Eastern European fighter that people are even saying that he doesn't want to fight, right? That's what they're saying. But he's scared of this guy. The problem with that is he had a mandatory in Jaime Munguia. And Jaime Munguia didn't have to fight him, right? Jaime Munguia, so why they don't say, well, Yannick Alim Connolly should have to fight Jaime Munguia, right? And the winner fights your boy. That didn't have to happen, right? So what they did is they just said, hey, you know what, Demetrius, you're the guy. We're not gonna do anything to Jaime Munguia. Matter of fact, we're not gonna even mention the fact that he just, as a mandatory, refuses to fight the champion in Demetrius Andrade for over 2 years now. And the same thing is going on with Jamal Charlo. He's the mandatory Jaime Munguia for him. So, why doesn't Demetrius Andrade get the opportunity to say, you know what? I don't have to fight this mandatory. I'm going to go up to the next division and try to corner Canelo and keep my belt, right? Does that sound fair to you? That he can go up and try, he's been a champion for so long for the WBO since 2013 at 154 and 160 pounds, trying to get the undisputed fight with Canelo Alvarez. He already had Canelo Alvarez at 154 pounds, who didn't want to fight him, even though Canelo was his mandatory at 154 pounds, right? We keep telling this guy he has to do stuff, right? So I think he should be able to keep the belt at 160 and go up to 168 and try to at least beat Zach Parker or something and corner Canelo Alvarez. Not really giving him the opportunity to do that. You have to relinquish the belt. So I don't know. Before I go on, is that fair or not? Right? Make your decision now, because here we go. Canelo Alvarez was allowed to leave 168 pounds, go up to 175 pounds, and do what the hell he wants to do. Fight whoever he wanted to fight. And they didn't take the belts at 168 pounds from Canelo. So what is that all about? So that means it works, right? So yeah, I know for the people that are happy that Demetrius Andrade is mandated to do something, has to relinquish a belt or whatever, it's not fair. Bottom line, he should be able to keep it. He's been a long reigning champion and a champion that everyone in all of boxing understands that he's been avoided, right? Everybody. It's just some people will say something about it and others won't, right? So, I ain't happy about it. When I hear anything about Demetrius Andrade other than Canelo has finally decided to fight him or Gennady Golovkin, I ain't down with it anyway. Because Demetrius Andrade is number 2 pound for pound. He should be treated as such, meaning boxing royalty. So whatever. Yeah, he's relinquishing his 160-pound belt because they're forcing him to, but won't force him to do it with Canelo. Here's another thing. Speaking of Canelo, the WBA, right? They're trying to make sure that we don't have that many belts no more. We got too many belts, right? Mandating everybody to fight everybody. But Canelo, at 168 pounds, the WBA will not force him to fight David Morrell, who's the regular champion. Keep your eyes on stuff like that. Always saying it's consistency here. And that's not happening, especially when it comes to Demetrius Andrade. Demetrius Andrade is 34 years old, and they treat him like a prospect. You guys treat him like it's Bigfoot. Like, does he exist or doesn't he not exist? Right? And that's what's been going on for years. He's Bigfoot. That's who Demetrius Andrade is. It shouldn't be Boo Boo. It should be Demetrius Bigfoot Andrade, because we don't know if the dude exists or not. How the hell are we going to have a champion since 2013 in 2 different weight classes and none of the major players have to fight him? Whatever. So bottom line, Demetrius Andrade has to relinquish his belt because he's scared to fight Yannick Alim Connolly, right? That's what most people would like to hear. It's not the truth, but that's what's going down. I'm out of here. Doma Sports Talk Worldwide. out of here, y'all.